Hello Oracle Database World, this is Justin, and in this Oracle Database video YouTube tutorial I'm going to discuss a certain feature of RMAN known as an auto backup. Now an auto backup is not exactly what you would think it is, okay? It's only an auto backup of the control file and SP file, not the entire database, okay? Why is it imperative and why is it a useful feature? Well, I'm about to show you. RMAN stands for Recovery Manager, and it's a utility that comes with the Oracle database software. It's a utility used for backing up, restoring, and recovering an Oracle database. I wouldn't exactly consider it a high availability solution for Oracle, but definitely a backup and recovery solution for Oracle, definitely. RMAN is known as server managed backup and recovery as opposed to an OS level backup or a file level backup of an Oracle database, which is known as user managed backup and recovery. RMAN is Oracle aware. It's a regular client server program like SQL Plus. The RMAN utility is the client program, and it connects to the server instance. RMAN is Oracle aware, meaning that it understands the logistics of an Oracle database. So it logs into an Oracle database and it can actually back up at a data block level. And because RMAN can back up at a data block level, RMAN can perform incremental backups and do some other things with Oracle backups that other backup methods are just unable to do. Okay, so RMAN is a very valuable part of your enterprise and Oracle backups and recovery solution. And you'll find that more and more Oracle publications out there, Oracle authors and Oracle Corporation as a whole will be recommending RMAN more and more, and you'll see that Oracle Corporation as a whole is trying to push people, as my observation anyway, is pushing people towards RMAN more and more. Okay? And I can't say I disagree with that. So let's discuss the control file auto backup feature, okay? And I guess the best way to describe it is to show you a working example of what it does. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's set our Oracle SID to finance. And I already started this Oracle database prior to the video. And let's ensure that our OS variable Oracle SID is set properly. Echo Oracle SID finance it is. Now let's launch our Oracle program connecting to the target database, which is finance, whatever Oracle SID is set to. In RMAN terminology, target database means the database that we're backing up or restoring via RMAN. Now, as we can see, we're connected to target database finance, and here's the DB ID. So we know we're connected. The database is open, and it is in archive log mode, so we're able to back up while it's up and running. Now, go ahead and type in the following. Now, RMAN can back up at many levels, at an entire database level, or another level RMAN can back up is at a table space level. And we just want to back up a particular table space. And it's a table space that every database has. It's the system table space. So to do that, you type in the following. Backup table space system, just like that. Backup table space system. Okay, and we're not connected to a recovery catalog. That's imperative to understand here. And we're backing up the system table space. Now, watch what happens here. This is a prime example of how auto backup, where auto backup comes into play. And while this runs, I'll put it in. No, I won't. It looks like it's completed. Notice what happened here. We said backup table space system, which just backs up the system table space. Okay? But notice how there are two backups were generated, backup sets, a 3RA and a 3RT. Well, the size of the table space can really determine that too. But for the small database, just backing up one table space with one data file, the system table space, should fit in one RMAN backup piece. But there are two of them were generated. We have 3RA, which has the backup piece of our, which has the data file backup of system. And we have another backup piece, 3RT, which has two things in it. the control file, and the SP file if you're using it, and you should be using it. So we did backup table space system, and it said including current control file and backup set, and it also said including current SP file and backup set. That's because any backup that includes the system table space, okay, will, well, more specifically the system data file, will automatically include a copy of the control file and a copy of the SP file. Okay? To prove that, why don't you go ahead and type in a report schema to get the name of another table space in this database. And we have a sysaux, we have an undo, and then we have an app one that I added. Okay? And the report schema command doesn't report the logical schema like where we talk about database objects. It's reporting the physical schema, the physical structure of the database. The files which make up the database is what the report schema shows you. And let's go ahead and let's only back up the sysaux table space, just like we did with system, and we'll see what happens. Backup table space sysaux 01. Well, just sysaux, sorry. So backup table space sysaux. Watch what happens. Notice what happened. Only one backup piece is generated, 3 VR, as opposed to when we backed up system and 2 backup pieces were generated, 3 RA and 3 RT. Because every time the same thing goes with a backup database, because a backup database will include a system table space. Any backup set which in RMAN that you create, which includes the system data file, the table space, will automatically include the control file and SP file. Okay? That's just what Oracle does by default. But if you back up another table space that's not the system table space, you'll only have one backup set piece generated that just has that backup, that data file in it. Okay, so no control file and SP file or SP file backup because the system table space is not included in that backup. Type in the show all command. The show all command shows you a list of parameters or settings, okay, that control the way RMAN behaves. And these settings are called persistent parameters. They're called persistent because when you shut down the Oracle database and bring it back up, the changes that you've made will remain. They'll be persistent. Now, these parameters control the behavior of RMAN, and they are stored in the control file of the target database. And if you're using a recovery catalog, they would, in that scenario, they would also be stored in the recovery catalog database. But just remember that persistent parameters, A, change the behavior of RMAN, and B, are stored in the control file of the target database. So the target database, no matter how many times you shut it down and restart it, will always know about these parameters. Okay. Now, as you can see, these are all set to default, noted by the default here. The one parameter that we're going to discuss here is this one. Configure control file auto backup off. So the default is to keep it off. Is to turn it off. Okay? Let's turn it on. You turn it on with the following command. Configure control file auto backup on. Configure control file auto backup on. Okay, new RMAN configuration parameters are successfully stored in the control file. Now do a show all, and we will see that the control file auto backup is now set to on. We will also see that there's no # default following that because it's not a default value, which is off. It's now on, which is a non-default value. Now, with auto backup of control file on, go ahead and back up a non-system table space again. So we'll use the same example that we just used. We'll back up, so type in backup table space sysaux with the control file auto backup on. And watch what happens. So far, no difference. Backing up the sysaux table space as expected. And look, starting control file and SP file auto backup. Okay, and there's the second backup piece. So this, even though it was a non-system table space, because the auto backup control file parameter is on. When we backed up the non-system tablespace sysaux, it included the control file and the SP file. So it created this backup piece 460, and it also created this file, which we'll look at that name right now. Okay. By default, auto backups of the control file are kept in Oracle Home /database. Okay, and the Oracle Home is the location where the Oracle database software is installed. And we're going to go there now. Oracle App Product. Oops. 11.1.0 DB1. And the Oracle Home on this computer is c:/oracle/app/product/11.1.0/db1. And we'll see the database. And we'll see that we have a a file created here. Because auto backup is on, every time we do an RMAN backup, doesn't matter if we include a system tablespace in the backup or not, a file is going to be created automatically in Oracle Home /database. It's the auto backup file, and it's going to be named C for control file hyphen the DBID number hyphen the date 2011 August 18th hyphen the sequence number. So if there was another control file auto backup that took place in the same day, August 18th 2008, it would go sequence 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. And the first control file auto backup for the 19th, a new day, will be 00 again. Okay? And if you connect to RMAN again, I'll show you that DBID. So we know that this is the DBID. And by the way, the name of the file is very imperative, as you'll see. And look, it's the DBID of the database finance. 225577884422773355 and 99. Okay. Okay. Let me show you something else with these auto backups. So we already know that with auto backup being on, it doesn't matter if we include the system tablespace in our backup or not. RMAN will automatically back up the control file and auto backup as well. So let's connect to our database with SQL Plus. Show user to ensure we're connected with a sysdba user sys, and type in select name from $database. Select name from $database, and we'll see we're connected to finance. Let's go ahead and let's look at our table spaces. Select tablespace underscore name from DBA underscore tablespaces. And let's create a tablespace called app2. Create tablespace app2 data file, single quote, c:/database /ordata/finance/app02.dbf, single quote, space size 10 meg. So we're going to create a table space which is made up of one file, app02.dbf, 10 meg in size. We do a select table space from DBA underscore tablespaces, and there it is, app2. And we do select name from $data file, and there it is, app02. Now go back to your Oracle Home /database directory, and let's look at files that begin with C hyphen. Look at that. We have sequence number 1. We have 2 files now, same size. 2 files now. Well, what happened? We didn't run a second backup. No, we created a table space. That's all that happened. Okay? The auto backup's also cool because every time you do a major structural change to the Oracle database, anytime you modify the structure in any way, Oracle will automatically perform a auto backup of the control file and SP file if RMAN is set to do it with the control file auto backup on parameter being set. So every time you drop a table space, whatever, every time you change that physical schema, okay, every time you change the structure of an Oracle database, Oracle will automatically create an auto backup of the control file and SP file if that setting is set to on within in RMAN. Okay? And there are a lot of reasons why you want the control file to know about database structures. You never want a database backup to know about You never in a recovery scenario want a database backup to know about data files, which is the physical structure of a database, that your control file does not know about. You won't be able to use that structure, okay, that file. All right, so be very careful, okay? And this ensures that in a recovery scenario that a new control file will always know about the new change in the database. So it's a nice feature. So again, any modification to the physical structure of the database, automatically Oracle will auto backup the control file and SP file. Okay, very, very imperative and very helpful. Okay, now let me show you one more benefit of auto backup. Let's connect via RMAN to our target database again, finance. And let's disable auto backup by typing in configure control file auto backup off. Configure control file auto backup off. Now do show all. We see configure control file auto backup off. Now let's back up the whole database plus the archive logs. Backup database plus archive log. Okay, and the database is in archive log mode, so we're able to do it while the database is open. And this is just going to be a normal backup. It backs up our archive logs, our data files, and because the system table space is included, it's also going to back up the control file and SP file. Not an auto backup, just because the system table space is included in the database backup, which backs up everything. And I'll pause the video while this backup occurs. Okay, backup is done, and as you can see, it backed up the archive log files, it backed up the data files, and we also have a copy of the control file and SP file because we included the system table space. Okay? So now, let's go ahead, connect via SQL+. Let's go ahead and crash our database. Okay, done. Find out what backup piece contains our control file. I mean, what file does. It's 4LM. Remember that, 4LM. Okay, and let's go to where our database files reside. Let's remove them. So we removed our data files and the control files and redo log files. Basically deleted our database. Now let's attempt to start up our database, and we're not going to get past the mount stage of startup because our control file is gone, among other things. So error in identifying control file. Shut down a board, it's a useless instance. Okay. Let's go back to our Oracle home. And go to our database directory. And let's go ahead and let's show you how you would restore your database at this point. Well, you would type in startup no mount because you don't have a control file. And to restore your control file, you would have to type in the following: restore control file from single quote, and remember 4LM was the name of the file. There it is. Like that. And this we're basically manually telling RMAN that this is where the control file is kept. It was backed up to, which it is. Okay. Now we mount our database because we have control file now. Alter database mount. Now we restore our data files. Restore database. Now this is just a typical basic RMAN restoration. Okay. And while this restores, I'm going to pause the video. Okay, after the restoration is done, we do a recover database. And we open our database, reset logs. Okay, so that's how we restore a database when auto backup is off. Okay, you have to know the exact backup set name that has your control file, and you better also, I mean the backup piece, the file name that has your backup. As you can tell, it's not really, you can't really tell by the file name. So you must know the file name that's the backup piece that controls that contains your control file backup. So you have to know that. Okay, and if so, you know, that's how you do that without an auto backup of a control file. Okay. So now, Devin show all, change auto backup from off to on. Configure control file auto backup on. Configure control file auto backup on. Show all. Configure control file auto backup on. Now go ahead and back up your database. Backup database plus archive log. Notice how I did, it's the same command as before. Backup database plus archive log. I didn't modify it in any way. And this will back up the archive logs, the table space, the system, the database, and it will back up the control file and SP file because auto backup's on. Okay? And I'll pause the video while this backup occurs. Okay, and we'll see at the end of this backup that we just did, okay, you'll see that it says finish control file and SP file auto backup. Okay, so now we go ahead and we type in, and we'll see it right there, 3. So we go ahead and we log in with SQL Plus. We abort the instance. Okay, and we go to the directory where our database is kept. We delete it. Once again, we won't get past the mount stage of startup because our control file is gone. So we abort it. And we go back to our Oracle home. And we log in via RMAN. And now, watch this. First thing you do is you set your DBID. Now, why is your DBID important in this case? Because you're not telling it exactly what file to go to. You're just going to give it the DBID. And look, the DBID is in the file name. So we go ahead and we take it like this. Well, from the right one. Oops. Set DBID like that. Paste. Set DBID is done. Then we do a startup no mount because we need an instance to connect to. And we say restore control file from auto backup. And it's kind of like having a recovery catalog. Okay? And look, it picked the right one, 03. Notice, we didn't have to know what backup piece, what file name to use or anything. The only thing we needed was the DBID. And this allows you to maintain, you can have auto backup of control files, backup pieces in the same directory. But because they have different DBIDs, the database can always distinguish them. And it's just like any other database restoration and recovery at this point. Okay, and it was easy. All you did was set DBID, the database ID, and you said restore control file from auto backup, and it will find the right one for you. And you just do restore database, and then we'll do recover database, and we'll open reset logs. Okay, and knowing the DBID, that's why it's very imperative, as especially an admin a DBA who's in charge of recovering a database, to always have the log file of the backup, because you always have the DBID. And I'll pause this as this occurs. Okay, we're done restoring. Recover database. Okay, and alter database, open, reset logs. Okay, and notice how easy it was. We just RMAN connected, set DBID to this, did a startup no mount, did a restore control file from auto backup based on the DBID. It found the control file because the DBID is in the file name, and it took care of the rest. And I always recommend that people turn on the control file auto backup feature. Absolutely. Okay? Well, that's the control file auto backup feature. Thank you.